It's just not ready.
You see all those banks and those buildings over there? They're not going to exist.
It's hard to say because the technology is not ready.
Because there are inherent difficulties in the current regulatory system.
It's not really security or shares.
Innovation comes from the challengers.
I think people are focusing on use cases.
Our philosophy towards blockchain technology is different from other platforms.
2018 was a very bearish year. It went down 78%.
It's like doing e-commerce in 1997.
They want to see actual biddling. They want to see people coming up with products.
Definitely not more ICOs.
Announce tomorrow that I'm going to make an announcement. That's been taken already. Long Bitcoin, short the bankers.
Hi, I'm Lilia from Enjin, and I'm here today at the Binance Conference.
Hello, my name is Hongfei. I'm the co-founder of NEO and also the co-founder and CEO of ONchain.
Name's Anthony Pompliano. I think most people probably know me as Pomp. I am a partner at Morgan Creek Digital.
My name is Bobby. I'm the co-founder of CoinGecko.
Danny Rowshandel. I'm the Managing Director of International Business at High Performance Blockchain.
My name is JUNDE. So I head up our global sales and business development team at PundiX.
Hi, I'm Ming from TRIVE. We are a Southeast Asian focused venture capital based in Singapore. Over the last 7 years, we've been supporting more than 800 startups across the region. I'm also the managing partner of TRIVE ACCELERATOR, Singapore's first government-backed blockchain accelerator.
All right, Boxmining, Box Nation. Yeah, so the most important thing crypto needs is time, right? Developers have to write code, investors have to invest capital, regulators need to regulate and create laws, and so infrastructure needs to be built. But at the same time, there is quite a bit of adoption, right? Last year, over $410 billion was settled on the Bitcoin transaction network. We're doing anywhere between kind of 2.5 to 4 billion a day in volume. There are anywhere between 25 to 40 million people around the world who have wallets and transact in Bitcoin at some point. And then I think that you see a lot of intellectual capital and financial capital coming into the market. So you get these people with incredible track records who are building companies in the space. You get a lot of investors putting capital in. And when you combine all of that, I think that it's a area where 10 years ago this stuff was created, right? Blockchain, Bitcoin, etc. And so it's pretty incredible to see how much progress and adoption has happened in 10 years. And I think that it's only going to accelerate from here. And 10 years from now, we'll look back and be even more impressed at what happens, over the next decade.
It's just not ready. We still lack of a lot of modules. The technology is not ready. The infrastructure is not ready. It's like doing e-commerce in 1997. Yeah.
Because there's no good user interface. It is too complicated for users to come into blockchain. If you think about addresses, there's a string of 18 letters and digits. If we want to buy coins, we have to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum from one exchange and then move it to another exchange. Basically, it's not user-friendly. We have to develop better applications, better user interface so that users can come in and conveniently make use of our ecosystems.
It's too complicated. It's too difficult to use. I don't even want to see addresses. It hurts the brain. So I think when you can make that as simple as possible and you can make it fun, that's when we're going to get adoption.
I still think it's really difficult to first get hold of your first Bitcoin, to also open your wallet. There's so much friction involved. Until we solve that, until your mom or your grandma can actually open an account and help and have a Bitcoin wallet and have a Bitcoin or easily have it, buy it from somewhere, we're going to see slow adoption, I would say. I think what people can do is to educate themselves in the space and learn about security. There's far too many people thinking that security can be taken care by someone else, and what happens is people end up storing their coins on exchanges, on many small exchanges, and these exchanges are just getting hacked and running away with the money. I would say I would expect to see more exchanges coming, getting exit scam this year, because there's just so many exchanges coming on board in the space.
If you look at the top 100 coins in general, a lot of them are platform coins. Platform blockchains that need dApps to run on them and so on. And these are the ones also with the most money, but they are not directly consumer facing. So that is one of the issues why the end consumer has not been able to engage with cryptocurrencies. The other thing is that if you are coming on board the cryptocurrency, you have to understand what is a public key, private key, what is gas, which wallet to use, and why are these wallets so complicated. So that's also why at PundiX we come up with very easy to use solutions like the XPass card, which is a simple tap card. Tap to use, tap to top up. This is meant to bring a lot more beginners on board to Bitcoin, on board to cryptocurrency, and use it very easily.
Yes, it's a good thing. Anything that links the traditional conventional world, the real economy with blockchain is a good thing.
I think everyone is looking, everyone is watching. Institutions are watching this closely. We've seen like delegates from the banks, the insurance companies coming to this event. I've spoken with some of them, and I think they are actively looking into the space. But of course, when regulations clears out, when everything is clear, like I think that will be the better time. Like otherwise, when regulations is not clear, everyone is also worried about the implications of doing anything in this space.
Yeah, people are really, kind of hyped up about it because they don't have too much else to talk about. The ETF, I don't think that it gets approved anytime soon. Even if it does, I don't think it really matters that much in the grand scheme of things. When it comes to some of the legacy financial institutions like the New York Stock Exchange or Fidelity coming in and building their platforms, I think that we should encourage everyone to build in the space. The experimentation will drive innovation, and so we shouldn't discourage those players from coming to the table. At the same time, I do think that there are components of innovation comes from the challengers. And so while those people are important to be at the table, and I'm happy that they're here and deploying capital and bringing awareness to the industry, I'm probably more excited about what some of these startups and early teams are doing in an attempt to really kind of challenge or disrupt those legacy players.
No thoughts. No thoughts.
I think for financial institutions, ETFs, etc., to come into the space needs to be much more regulated and less volatile. I think there are already some players privately in this space that doing OTC deals, but for actual institutions, as institutions to come into the space, we need to have licensed exchanges, we need to have rules and regulations in space. If that does not happen, I don't see them coming into this space. This space needs to be cleared up. A lot of the scammy projects that have been out there need to disappear. We need to have the legit projects in the space, and once those stay in, and once the space is cleared up, we can have true adoption from big financial institutions and other organizations come in.
I think people are just interested in all this big news because they expect some price action and price movement from that. People just want to see their token going up in value. Are we really seeing institutional money coming in? I don't know. It's going to be tough saying it. People said institutional money came in last year. 2018 was a year of institution. It did not happen at all. 2019, year of institution. I don't know. Let's see. It's going to be tough. ETF approvals, everyone's banking on it to pump Bitcoin price up. It's going to be tough. Let's see if it actually happens.
I think it's one more step. It's one more step in many steps to come, and it's definitely a positive step. I would not think that it will be one single event trigger that triggers sudden return to a bull market. I think it will be rather gradual, and a lot of people have been talking about that there's some manipulation, there's some consolidation. So all that also are things that need to just tide over before we get back to the bull market.
Yeah, so for 3 years now, I've said that one of my core theses in this entire industry is that every stock, bond, currency, and commodity will be digitized or tokenized. And so about 2 years ago, got really excited about these STOs, tokenized securities, started writing about it a lot, even went ahead and tokenized a company almost a year ago now, and really learned a lot about it, and came out the other side and said, one, this will definitely happen. Two, it's going to be very, very large market opportunity. Three is we're nowhere near it happening today, so we need a lot of infrastructure to get built. We need a lot of people to get familiar with the structures, and then we need capital to come into the market. And then four is there's going to be a huge advantage for the players who can interface with the legacy system. So those who can get the regulations, the licensing, and participate in the traditional financial system have an advantage when it comes to STOs over maybe some of the other aspects of crypto.
I think it was in April or May where I started looking very closely into this space of security token. I think the problem in the market itself is not to me, it's not just a buzzword. Like security token is not just a buzzword, but I think there's more to it. Just that there are inherent difficulties in the current regulatory system, as well as frameworks that we are currently working with that will slow down the pace of which this security token market develops. So it wouldn't be like an ICO market where things move really fast, but it's a different market where there must be more regulations, more control, more even licensing potentially that is required. That's why it will definitely take more time.
Yeah, I think STO, or in the general, in the broader sense, that we are reconstructing the capital market. Yeah. Crypto exchange is very different from traditional security exchange. So we have today's security exchange are evolved from in the history. The structure is very complicated. Now we have a chance to rebuild all the market.
Because this industry needs more regulation for mass consumer facing products to really surface and bring value. I'm personally not looking into any of it yet, but I also see a lot of more traditional businesses exploring STOs. Traditional businesses as in they have a product, they have a business that is somewhat brick and mortar, even brick and mortar, they will already make revenue. So this is something that is not so common in the blockchain scene. Having an actual product that you can hold in your hands and selling it for actual money. So this is something that will be interesting to see traditional businesses adopt this as a fundraising mechanism.
It's a buzzword. I mean, STO is going to come on board, but a lot of people are pinning hopes on STOs being the next ICOs, taking over the place of ICOs. Frankly speaking, I'm not super bullish on it. But then again, I could be wrong. Let's see what things go. If you're expecting 10x return from STOs, it's going to be hard because STOs are essentially tokenized form of real-world assets. And why would you pay 10x for an asset that can be represented in a non-tokenized fashion? So yeah, it's going to be hard with token valuation for STOs.
I think STOs, how they're being promoted at this moment, is more a buzzword. I think it is kind of a new label for people to leverage what they did with ICOs as well. It's a way to raise funds again, and I'm afraid that it will attract malicious actors to come into the space. For it to truly work, we need to have regulators and governments truly involved to guide this process. Only then it will truly work. There needs to be a true vetting process of projects. If that happens, then STOs can become a success.
No thoughts.
Steve Jobs says, stay hungry, stay foolish. And in this bearish market, I will say stay alive. So the first thing is to stay alive. I think it's time to do real homework to improve the infrastructure. It's not the best time to do very like new applications, very fancy applications. It's not the right time to do that. So we'll focus on low-level developments.
Just keep doing what we're doing. I'm probably less worried about kind of disrupting ourselves or doing something new, and just continue to prod forward and make sure that we're investing capital in a prudent, kind of risk-adjusted way, doing what we told our investors we were going to do, and if we kind of focus on that process, I think the rest takes care of itself.
We've been very focused on delivering the product and driving adoption in this market, and because as you know, it's been quite of a bear market, so that drives us even harder to find real adoption, organic adoption that could scale and grow even in a bear market. And in 2019, as you know, you've heard from CZ from this conference, he's very optimistic, and so are we, and we are sticking closely to our product and roadmap, trying to deliver good use cases that will last throughout this bear market and into the bull market.
In 2019, developers can sign on, quickly develop their items, put them on the blockchain, even have asset offerings, which helps them raise funds for their game, and simply integrate blockchain into their game. So that's what we're providing. They're going to be able to use the entire ecosystem, the trusted platform, all the tools, the wallet for distribution, the SDK for creation, and the explorer, so that their gamers and the users that want to have their items can explore and see what's available and, you know, track the items. So yeah, the entire ecosystem coming out.
So our aim for this year is growth. We want to add more coins and add more data to the website. I think there's a lot of data besides just price, trading volume and market cap. I think we want to look and expand to see the capability of what we can do for the market, the crypto market, and to improve the level of education in general.
My biggest aim is to take a leap forward in terms of mass adoption. Because that's why we are setting up this accelerator to look for projects that are later stage, where they can have the capabilities, existing business, existing traction, where they can deploy blockchain solutions, not only just for fundraising, but to make their business more efficient, or to really connect like their stakeholders in place. And this is how we really gonna see like blockchain succeed when there's more mass adoption. Currently, there's the highest daily active user in the blockchain space. It's still the dice rolling games. We haven't seen any huge use cases, so definitely you would love to see more of this in 2019.
Virtual assets have already existed for a while in esports as well as in mobile gaming. I think what blockchain makes a difference here is that you don't have to go through Apple and Google where they take a 30% cut. So this brings more incentives to the developers to look at this as an option. But eventually they will still need to rely on Apple and Google Play for distribution and for the main payment channel until the day where it is also very easy to top up cryptocurrency to purchase these assets in the first place. But having said that, if you look at the gamer demographic, they're usually very tech savvy. So there's also a good chance that they already know how to operate online exchanges and buy coins.
Big fan of it. I think crypto gaming will have a lot of non-fungible token element coming onto it. What I think would be interesting is to see traditional gaming companies putting in place NFTs, non-fungible tokens into the games, and then these NFTs can be used on different games. So I think it might be interesting to see like a few different crypto gaming companies coming on board and gaming together to form an alliance where the in-game assets can be used between all these different games.
Gaming is a no-brainer here, right? I think utility tokens, for the most part, are they're digital incentives. So whether it's badges, streaks, points, whatever, utility tokens are just another incentive that we use. And then you've got the currency component where people are actually transacting on some sort of gaming site, whether it's Fortnite V-Bucks or something else. I think these utility tokens are being used as incentives or currencies, and so gaming's a perfect fit across jurisdictions on that kind of global basis. And I wouldn't be surprised if we continue to see that application rise over the next kind of 2 to 3 years.
So there's a lot of this imaginary things and trying to solve issues. I mean, gaming is not a new industry, it's not a new field. Right? So I think there's a lot of confusion with a lot of new investors coming in, and we see a lot of projects saying, yeah, we got investments from Coinbase. So Coinbase is not a gaming investment company. If you got money from Tencent, that would mean something. I mean, Tencent, they were very early into Riot Games. They bought up Riot, and they saw, okay, League of Legends is going to be huge. They bought up, huge portions of Activision Blizzard. So those are reputable gaming investment firms, and they know what the hell they're doing. But right now, what we see in this gaming blockchain space is that gaming is becoming very much of a fad word, and there's a lot of applications I don't think make sense right now. Gaming is entirely centralized. That's how the game developer and game designer gives you the experience that he wants. It's like a chef, right? You can't say, look, there's even a quote out there, too many cooks in the kitchen. It doesn't work. So then how do you make the best out of it? So in blockchain assets, there is a value transfer, which is amazing. So we saw that in World of Warcraft, and we saw how we can even create this kind of virtual world with its own virtual economy. So if we want to move towards that angle, can we expand that economy? And how do we do it in such a way that it doesn't put people off? So right now, in terms of cooperating and even having two companies and agreeing on whether these assets are valuable, this is extremely hard. We even have precedents for that. So even the Star Wars canon, if you look at the Star Wars universe, there's many offers, many companies trying to build off that universe. But at the end of the day, Disney said, you know what, that's all trash. Our story is the only real story. They kind of blew up all the other canons out there. So we've seen these mistakes in the past, and I think we need to figure out how to go beyond those challenges and how to kind of benefit off each other's success. We've seen it already right now that the CryptoKitty kind of universe is not very successful. Then how do we make one that is successful, right? This really requires top talent. And one of the sad things I see right now is a lot of gaming companies that didn't succeed in the gaming space, they want to move into here because they think it's easier, and that's not cool. We actually need the top minds who can just see the potential. I mean, you know, for all my hate on CryptoKitties, all right, I love them and I hate them at the same time, but for all the hate I have on them, they did come up with a brand new idea and a brand new concept, and we need people to constantly innovate on a concept instead of just copycats. No, game designers, people who can design a game and who can figure out this kind of puzzle, like how do I allow kind of assets to move across games in a fun fashion that also kind of doesn't kill off the core of the business of the game and also doesn't kill the fun as well. So like definitely moving between worlds or some form of element moving between worlds. Like we're still trying to figure that out. So it's still very early in the gaming space, but at the same time, it's also a very kind of like nourishing place right now.
I don't know how to define altcoin. Anything besides Bitcoin is okay. Ethereum, definitely the first one. I respect Vitalik a lot. Yeah, he's a very visionary. And there are two projects coming from China. One is called Platon. The other one is called NerveOS. I think they are very there are many innovations in those two projects. I also like them. So I'm not linked to those projects. They are more like a competitor, actually. Yeah.
Bitcoin. I only have one. I am probably more excited about Bitcoin than anything else. I tend to think that doesn't mean all of them are going to go to zero or be worthless or not usable. But I do think that Bitcoin is able to incorporate a lot of the functionality and kind of use cases for majority of the altcoins, and so it'll slowly kind of see those fade away, and a lot of that value will accrue to Bitcoin and Bitcoin network.
I'm very interested to see how Ethereum can go this year. I think there'll be a lot of updates, Constantinople, and then let's see as they move towards the POS. So Ethereum's like first. Second one with TomoChain. I think TomoChain's marketing themselves as the Ethereum for Vietnam. CoinGecko is running a masternode for TomoChain. I think it's got a very interesting POSV model where it actually incentivizes the bottom masternode. It promotes decentralization. I think all it takes is just one dApp with a lot of daily active users, and then it'll be up there. So we should see which smart contract platform. TomoChain might be a dark horse, but we don't know if it actually perform. The third one might be interesting to look at will be Binance Coin. Binance launching a DEX. I think they're one of the biggest exchange. They're very innovative, and we'll see what other utility that they have coming on board for BNB this year.
Well, BNB is one of my favorite. And then of course I have to say NPXS as well. That's one of my personal holdings. And lately I've been quite interested in BitTorrent. I don't hold it yet, but yeah, I've become interested in it.
I think Enjin is an interesting project because it focuses on gaming, the exchange of virtual assets for different games, and I think it has a true use case in the industry. I think Binance Coin is a very good altcoin. I think Binance is doing great things with their exchange, and they're working very hard on the global expansion. And third, I think Bbox Coin also has great potential. I think Bbox has a great user interface as an exchange. If they are able to market their product more internationally, then I think they have great growth potential.
I wouldn't list the three, but I would think that there are some projects that we are working closely with. But at this point, I mean, we've been working with projects like Icon, talking to like VeChain and different projects here and there to help them to see how we can grow their ecosystem more in Singapore.
Enjin, Ethereum, and Doge.
No! BitConnect. That's the absolute best coin right now.
Dogecoin. Dogecoin has a community, that's why.
What?